السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome all of you. Welcome me back with your program Fatwa Live that comes to you on Monday, the 1st of September. And this is in the first part of the Fatwa Life. The first question, I started my situation 15 years ago when I lived in a foreign country and I didn't know the rules of the marriage and the divorce and the wedding. There was something between me and my husband when he mentioned the divorce, and after years, we took it to the mufti in that country. He heard from both of us, and he asked me if there's 3 periods had passed by, been the first and second. I said yes, as far as I know. And the Mufti, he made his decision and he said, go back with a new contract after several years. And I heard the woman who is breastfeeding does not make a period. So I start to have doubts. Did I had a period while during the breastfeeding? Was it true or not? The answer, Allah Azza wa Jal made it very clear. The one who didn't have her period, then she go with the month. If she did not, they until they give their birth. Anyway, renewing the contract would not hurt anything, inshallah. Right? So don't we having the whisper of the shaitan on this, and don't worry about it, inshallah. This is something that's going to destroy if you keep thinking, overthink it. Did I do this? Did I right, wrong? خلاص, new contract will solve everything, inshallah. Second question. What about participating in the jury duty? Part of this responsibility to have a rule on someone, the guilty or not guilty, depends on situation. It's not true. Can we overlook this one? Well, we have a rule on this. It's clarified in it that you can be part of the jury duty to give the oppressed and the his right and to be just. I'll give you the decision and the conference on the decision that a Muslim can participate as part of the jury. His rule has to be following the Shara of Allah Azza wa Jal to fulfill the justice for those who are oppressed from the Muslims and others, and to give them their rights back, and to give victory for those who are oppressed and transgressed upon. And the woman, it is okay for her to be part of the jury duty, but to work as judgment, no. It is a different issue because this is ruling with something else that Allah did not legislate. And to stop the woman from working as a judge in that part. Also to continue in being a judge in an area where they don't accept the Sharia or accept it as the backbone of that law, then you should not. And there's no obedience into this unless it is a way to stop harm or evil that's about to hit the Muslims or the community or the weak, and you look to the people of Fatawa to make that decision, to help you in making that decision. You have to know the rules of the Islamic rules, and also to rule with what Allah has ordered, not anything else. And the only exception is when you're trying to reduce what harm could be done if that did not happen, and to choose the best way to rule, the closest way of judging according to the Islamic rule. You could, and you put this as an emergency or any. There's nothing wrong with looking into the law that might be different from Islamic to know the true of it and know how to see the goodness of the Allah's legislation over others, and to be a lawyer so you could help the oppressed and those who are weak. But you have to know the Sharia, what's going to uh, prevent you from helping evil and the oppressors. Some of the rules outside the Muslim countries that are that have different rules. Mm, I was married, and we and he put the divorce, and we separated, and I went to my family's house. And he kept talking to me and swear by divorce, not knowing when the period has finished. So the divorce is not a joke. I know that Allah Azza wa Jal has made it very tight, and Allah Azza wa Jal wants you to fear Allah Azza wa Jal. So don't mention that divorce as a joke or something that easy to say. The second question, I heard a person thinking that he is in desperate need, and I give him from the credit card, and when it came to give back, she said she can't give back. Now I'm in difficult situation. There is interest on that money. How do I do? If I made the bank to pay installment, but there will be some interest. What do I do? My daughter, if you can make a deal with the bank to make the installment without riba, that's a way out. If you can to take a good loan from someone to pay that loan, it is okay. If you failed in either one of them, then I hope that you still have the permission of the necessity. Repentance. Allah does not obligate you more than what you're capable of doing. From the beginning, you did not commit a sin, but you made a mistake. You used the credit card. You could use it if you think that you're able to fulfill, and there's a necessity. You went beyond that, and you have good assumption of those who ask you for the loan, and she put you down, and that's something already been played. So I hope that you uh, have the permission out of necessity, and there is no Allah will give you what you're capable of. Following question. I'm an old woman. I'm over 60 years old, and I went in summertime, me and my kids, to the sea, the ocean. It is forbidden because I'm looking at women who are wearing the bikinis, and the men, the same thing. They're not wearing that, even though I don't really look at them. I just want to enjoy the sea and the beach and with my kids. To have an intermit is okay, but try to take the one that is least damage. because this is from the thing that are the woman is not forbidden from practicing exercises. She can do that, and it could be recommended if she had a good intention. But you have to cover the private part, and to the private part for the woman is between the belly button to the ankle, and does not make a difference a Muslim or non-Muslims. And for the men, what does not need, you have to avoid the severe sport that's not going to help. When we're talking about the beach and you can't stop talking about the woman swimming. There is nothing forbidden about the swimming, but as long as you don't cover, because most of the time it does cover the private part. There is private areas for women where the swim areas are with no men, and the women will be able to swim freely. Then it is okay. The final question, I was praying behind the Imam, and I felt dizzy, and I sat down, and then I stood up and followed the Imam. Do I need to do something like sujood sahwi? No, no, you don't. You don't do that as of not knowing, but you are incapable of doing it. So in the process, if you can do it, stand and sit down. If not, then lay down. So may Allah heal you, inshallah, give you good health and energy. How about the like to do promoting something in, if there is like assumptions on the imagination of what could happen, like the stories, most of those stories are fabricated and that people are not true, are fantasy, are not true. So it should be enough space, inshallah, to do that. As far as not making people, whenever you make them laugh, is not in violate any rule of Allah Azza wa Jal. Someone, he is in a job and something with the taxes. Each one has files, and he sits and take the permission. The question, somebody in the they said, I want you to finish it very fast, but I don't know how to finish it. And they promised him with compensation. I think this is like a bribery. Because the accountant cannot do it, so he wanted somebody to do it. So if I'm doing somebody else's job in there to finish this job, and then what is the rule? that form, the way you put it, it is very obvious conflict of interest, because this is obvious uh, bribery. So it has to be either like something with his as a tax person, or he could be in that company to reduce the taxes. He cannot have both jobs. He cannot have both jobs in both sides. Wallahu alam. Question about the guardianship and marriage. My niece, my sister is dead. Her father is divorced. Her grandmother, she raised her. She lives with her grandmother. Her, the husband will give the dowry to her father. She has an uncle. He might not be in the engagement. Can she ask the imam to represent her to give her dowry to prepare her marriage instead of her father taking it away? First of all, the guardian goes into, it has to be from the father, son's grandfather, and then uncles. The uncle from the mother's side, no, it's not accepted. He is a kinship but not a guardian, and the guardian has no right in the money except with her permission, because Allah said, give them their dowry as a gift. If you wanted something, if they give you something out of their goodness, take it. She could take to the judge if he insisted. If he can, then the judge will decide who will do that. But I have a problem. Understand this question. What do you mean reciting the Fatiha? Is that a contract before installment? The uncle cannot be. If it is just for engagement, but not the engagement contract, then it is okay. The uncle, the sheikh, doesn't matter. But the engagement is different than the contract of marriage. Last question. Can the person who do money, can he would to take like a commission with profit? The company buy real estate in an Arabic country and do correct it, and then they sell it and give the distribute the profits. The person who work for investors, he can make an agreement as an individual with each one of them, and to have different percentage between each of the investors. The profit is on what they had agreed on both sides, but the loss is on the money, not on the worker, unless he abused it. Then he lose the money. It depends on what his part is. هذا والله أعلم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك، نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت، نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. We'll continue in a couple of hours.